For Peter Swanek, live music is never more than a few steps from home. This former contractor has turned his home into a concert hall. Peter's Players in Gravenhurst attracts fans to see the who's who in the music business in this intimate setting.
I was meant to create a stage and to assist, put people on it. And so, oddly enough, this is where we're at now. I started to try to do my own venues. I would rent small halls and stuff like that. And I had two brothers who cottage here on Lake Muskoka on an island, and I kept driving this place, past this place in Gravenhurst, and it was for sale, and it didn't look like a very appealing building at all. It was left, paint peeling and everything, but the walls were straight. And I thought, why is nobody jumping on this? So I investigated further and realized at the back of the building was a garage. It used to be called Moe's Garage. And when I walked in, I saw a theater.
My original thought was, you know, that should be fun. You know, I didn't really envision it to be as much work, you know, as it is. A lot of my friends thought I was probably having a nervous breakdown moving up here, and you know, I left my career behind to join him to sort of, you know, pursue his vision. Yeah, I mean, I've always come from a background in music myself, so it was exciting, but it was also scary.
So now I had to put a theater in here, and in order to do that effectively, I had to maximize the occupancy load. And so I did it almost like a church does, and then I had to get a liquor license after that. And because we don't comply with regular parking or bathrooms, etc., I was stumped a bit. And then I thought, well, how does the Sky Dome get away with giving liquor? And they do that because they're a stadium. So I applied for a stadium endorsement, and we are a stadium here in Gravenhurst. So that's how we got the liquor license.
First off, just this place is really cool. Right when we walked in the door, right from even just the driveway up, I had a good feeling about it. But I've never really been in a venue like it, actually. I gotta say, it's just so kind of comfortable. It feels like a clubhouse in the best way, you know. Yeah, it's great. It's great. I haven't seen anything like it in all my travels. You know, I've been on the road for 20 years. So.
It's getting warmer. It's getting closer to the answer. I was working on my grammar. I was driving in my Chevy. It was fast, but not the fastest. I was listening to Cactus. Man, you really gotta practice.
You make a connection with the audience in a different way, because I mean, you can see every face, you know, and I like that. You know, I sometimes like a big room where the lights are totally blinding and you can't see anybody and you never really completely get a sense of who you're playing to can be kind of weird, because it's like you're in a fishbowl, you know. It's different, you know. I like it.
So what happens here it just happens with the artist and with the audience. And when I ask the artists, you know, like, so how'd you like the gig? You know, I want to hear it's a great sounding room, this nice space and that, but they always conclude it's about the audience. So I feel like we're a conduit, Michelle and I, to put these two entities together.
Everybody's in a good mood when they come here, which is such a change for me coming from a career of dentistry. Nobody wants to be at the dentist. So, you know, going to work there, you know, you went and you did your job and you treated people and, you know, you helped them. But as I say, most times people weren't happy to see you. And here on the day of a show, you know you're going to have 88 happy people come and 88 happy people leave. So it's a really nice feeling to know that you're going to work and you're going to have smiling faces all the time here.
Ooh, I smile.
I like a small venue. I think the age of the people in here, it's very professional and yet at the same time not rowdy. It's quiet, clean. And secondly is Peter and Michelle. They're two people that I feel are just warm, lovely people. They know what they're doing. They're just welcoming people. You know, they know how to run a good little gig, and it's fun. It's nice to come here.
We always try to get our little favorite spot, you know, up a couple of rows, but I don't think it really matters where you sit. It's the atmosphere, completely the atmosphere.
It's like having a concert in your living room. Every seat's a great seat. And the people who come here are here for the music, so they tend to be pretty quiet. It's not like going to something in a noisy bar.
I think it's really important to have people who care enough to create venues like this and to keep that kind of activity in small towns on an entertainment level. I think brings, you know, I think that's part of what the fabric of the country needs on an entertainment level, because everybody hits the big cities on a tour. You know, that's where there's lots of people there. I have great shows in Toronto. I love it. I'll always go back there, but just to be able to now have established enough of a presence on the Canadian scene to be able to get an invite to a place like this for me makes me feel like, hey, there's like you can tour more and into different places. It's cool.
We feel privileged to open the door, and this stuff just happens. It just happens. People have said often, well, Peter, you're going to outgrow this place. You need to make it bigger, go to another place. And I said, you know what? This is really manageable. At this point in our life, Michelle and I, we just want to have a family business that works here. I think if we were to do something to try to make this larger in any way, is first off, we don't want to do more work, but maybe we'd put cameras in the room to take it to an outside audience. And so if we can find a way to, for people to see what happens in here with the bands and with the audience, that would be our hope. And for us, it's like the next step, rather than we've been approached to try to franchise stuff, and it's just too much work. If I was in my 20s, it'd be different, but I'm not. I just want to have fun.
Shimmy and shake till the red lights scream. The lightning bolt from the sky can fly. I'm not gonna say goodbye. This song, as I said it before, it's like an old pair of shoes. It's called The North.